find out next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with their opponents. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year.
And when we looked at this team in August and we looked at the schedule, we thought they had the potential to get off to a hot start, but I don't think either of us expected 7-0.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. So a long field ahead for the Ravens to start things out. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it is permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
This is it! This is it!
Right back to him on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 128 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
In trouble, and he's taken down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Back to throw. Bass. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. The Ravens send their punter out now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. .51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 21 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a change-up.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Hands it off out of the gun. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Stewart sets to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 4th down. How about this for an opening drive decision? You got 4th and short, just outside of field goal range in all likelihood. What do you do? I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game. I want to let my offense know that I believe in them. And you know something else? I let my defense know I believe in them also by taking that gamble. If we don't get it, it's okay. You guys will cover for me. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Banks. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. From the gun, it's Stewart. He finds his man, complete. That's Banks. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win. So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble. And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there, because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain. They need about the length of the football here on 1st and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Snowhawks have taken a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game. Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us? Absolutely. With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now it's Hyde on the return. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. From the gun on third down, Bass. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to make it fourth down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be fourth and short.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now a handoff here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Throwing out of the shotgun, it's Stewart. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Here's Stewart to throw it. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
This offense converted once already in this first quarter. They're going to try it again here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
And coming into this ball game, this was an offense that wasn't just talking about the notion of ball control. They were preaching it. They want to win the time of possession battle, and they've done so here. This drive's taken up quite a bit of the first quarter. Now they are set up 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Stewart. Touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Snowhawks lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now it's Hyde on the return. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. With that last effort, he has reached now 10,000 career rushing yards. Congratulations.
Big-time congratulations. That also means that his publicist can make sure all the information gets to every voter out there who has a say in the Hall of Fame. Fashioning together a heck of a resume.
Throwing on 1st down. Bass over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Here's a handoff out of the gun. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
On 3rd down, Stark, and he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in week 5, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Bass. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On 1st and 10, Bass. He's got it. This is Ware. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. They'll try to run this one in. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. The Ravens on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. He'll try again, and not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They go for it on 4th and goal, but that lines up incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand. A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the 2nd quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now a handoff here to his running back. Well, that gives him a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing now, Stewart. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now Stewart, second down. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Snowhawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league. But this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. On second down now. Stark, and he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 48 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
We play to win.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. On 1st down, Bass nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Sack, baby. Sack, baby.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. On third down, Stark. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still fourth down upcoming.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, go into pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Now Stewart on 1st and 10. Quick hitter here. It's complete. So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. We're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media, we'll start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Stewart. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Play action. Stewart. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, good work in that first half. More from you guys in a minute. But first, let's get to some scores right here on the day before Halloween. We'll begin our tour of the trip up to Toronto, Canada. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. The Buccaneers trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, we head east to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they've got the lead over the visiting Houston Texans. The Titans seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
65 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stewart. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Stewart. He finds his man. Complete. That's Banks. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Let's go! Let's go!
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Operating from the gun. Stewart. He finds his man. Complete. That's Banks. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And to give this time to the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Right now, right now!
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Hands it off out of the gun. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, Stewart. He finds his man. Complete. That's Banks. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Stewart. And he will find his man on the outside. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And this one is right through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Now it's Hyde on the return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. They'll keep it on the ground. Stark. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Looking to throw. Bass. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And just shutting him off there. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. We've seen him be good so far. He's hoping to continue that trend here in quarter number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, they see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen. They see the blocks happen. They feel really good about their vision. And then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
103 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. 2nd down, here's Stewart. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 36. Back to throw. Stewart. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Looking to throw. Stewart. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
know it takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And the defense, they'll spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12. Back to throw. Stewart. Now he'll go deep down the middle. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
Big play.
A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Snowhawks just continue to roll. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And you'd think on 3rd down, they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now it's Hyde on the return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 96 yards rushing now, as he's done it on 22 carries. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
Right back to him on 1st down. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Being chased out left. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Let's get
2nd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. The Ravens on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. The quick slant caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead's down to 24. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And he'll give it here to his running back. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. To throw is Stewart. To throw on 3rd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. And this is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Snowhawks add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time, they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Throwing on first down. Bass. That's caught by Ware. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Bass. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man, Butler complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Second and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll keep it on the ground. Start. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll hit the deck, but he did not get there. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And as a result, possession out of this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2. If they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
And now here's a carry heading left. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
I know we're in the era of wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win. Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. And he'll give it here to his running back. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for our visitors, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.